Hello, everybody. Welcome to the ORCA pod. We are today covering Brisbane Survivor, the people you know. And this is the tea party where we really just want to get a bit of the behind the scenes gossip. CK, if you thought this was going to automatically make me the host of this meeting with any powers, you were incorrect. So you can forget having breakfast this morning. You're going to be looking at all the trash behind me. It's been a messy week. We have some great guests today. I actually really enjoyed this season. I watched the whole thing. Can you believe it? And so we've got some really cool players from the pre-merge, and then joining us a little bit later, we're going to have who I considered really to be the star of this season. So really looking forward to having her join us as well. As soon as CK rejoins as host, he's going to be able to invite the people from backstage on, and we can ask them some questions, because the theme of this season was the people you know. I have a lot of questions because it was never really clear who knew who. Like Lilly and Nick, they were brother and sister. I got that much. Tylah and Liam, they boned. Now they're not boning. But beyond that, I actually could not tell you any of the other relationships in this game. So looking forward to finding out a bit more about that and how it affected the dynamics of this season. I am just stalling time for right now until we have a few more people in. So winner of this season was Nick. We know that is the brother of Lilly. He won. It wasn't a complete. Yeah, Chris is trying. Thank you, CK. It wasn't a total steamroll. Kyle, who I keep wanting to call Jake, he has Jake energy, did somehow manage to get 2 votes as well. I thought Sam was a phenomenal host. That was probably my biggest takeaway from this season. I thought he was really charismatic, watching him try desperately to squeeze something interesting out of some of the contestants who perhaps weren't exactly sure what they had signed up for on this beautiful day in Brisbane was amusing to me. Now, joining us any minute, we're going to have Tylah from the Rogers tribe. Tylah, hello, welcome. How
Good to
are
be
you?
here. Good, thank you. How are you?
Absolutely fabulous. Great to have you with us.
Thank you.
I thought that you were a bit hard done by, frankly. I thought you have a lot of potential, and perhaps this cast was. Is it safe to say this is probably one of the least nerdy LRG casts we've ever had?
I'd hope you would say that, but in the same breath, I was on it, so I doubt that very much.
I felt that you were a bit hard done by. You could have used some people who perhaps were more there to play a strategic game. Who did you already know when you started? Who were your relationships?
Yeah, so the curious thing for me, especially reflecting on this game, when we came into this, it was just a bunch of friends who all know that we like Survivor at varying levels. Playing a game of Survivor in Sam's backyard, we didn't realize it was such a big LRG community at the time. But for me, I'd always wanted to play Survivor. So when Sam was like, let's just get a bunch of friends together, I was probably the most connected. So like Haley, Liam, and I went to high school together. So Haley was my school captain. Yeah, and we all, me, Haley, Liam, play on the same netball team as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so then Georgia, her boyfriend is Andy's brother. Oh, Alex.
Hi, Alex. Welcome to join. So good to have you here as well. I felt like you were in the same boat. I felt you and Tylah had a lot of potential and were perhaps held back a little bit by some of the people who had maybe not watched as much of Survivor as you two had.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, Alex, how much you know?
I hadn't actually watched any Survivor before.
Okay.
I watched the full season afterwards. Like I'd watched highlight reels and stuff beforehand. So I didn't, but I did have a lot of potential. You're right. I think you just see that in me naturally. So
yeah, okay. All right. Exuding potential, but no prior study. So, all right. No, Tylah was just talking us through the relationship. So Haley was your school captain.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say there was a Georgia? Am I making that name up?
No. So Georgia was her boyfriend is Anthony's brother, so like sister-in-law type relationship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then between Sean, Alex, Georgia, me, and Liam, we've participated in like a camp for young people before. So we've played in competitive game-like environments before. So we all have overlapping friendship circles, including Kyle in that. But yeah, Nick and Lily were probably the two, like the brother and sister of Sam, where Sam was in those circles. So that's how that all came together.
Wait, so Nick and Lily are Sam's siblings?
Yeah.
Mm,
Yep.
mm, mm.
Sam as in the host?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that is the biggest plot twist of this whole thing.
Yes.
Okay, wild. Okay, that changes things for me. Alex, who were you closest with? Who were the people you knew?
I didn't know anyone super closely. Probably not. Like Tylah knew some people quite well. I knew everyone except Nick and Lily well, like ish. But yeah, it wasn't like close. So I didn't have like going into it. I didn't have anyone who I was like, oh, that's my best friend. Like we'll be together no matter what. So I knew people, but I was a little bit unconnected, I guess. But yeah, I knew. So everyone. Oh, not Georgia. I forgot about Georgia. Sorry, Georgia.
Did you know Haley?
Oh, Haley is who I meant. I knew Georgia. Sorry,
Yes.
I didn't know Haley.
If it's any consolation, I got them a bit confused at the start as well.
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, I forgot about Haley. I didn't know Haley. So yeah, but I knew everyone else sort of vaguely, except for Nick and Lily. But I think it kind of worked out for me a little bit because I knew that Nick and Lily didn't know everyone else very well. So I kind of quickly tried to make a friendship with Lily. So that worked relatively well, I think. And yeah, because like I was a bit on the out and I knew she was definitely on the out. So it kind of worked early on. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like you and Lily gravitated towards each other, and it felt to me certainly like that was kind of your strongest ally in the first couple of episodes. Is that fair to
Yeah.
say?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I think. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I really want to talk about the Liam of it all because certainly over on starting Soames, there was a real feel. You know what? I have said many times on the Tea Party that the best pre-game alliance you can have is sleeping with the other contestants. And there was a real feeling over on Soames that Liam was going to be able to bring Tylah in. We'll talk about how that worked later on, Alex. But what were you getting from Liam that made you guys kind of certain that could happen?
Me, what was I getting from Liam?
Yeah.
I definitely hadn't slept with Liam. So
No, you hadn't slept with Liam, but you guys felt like Liam was going to be able to bring Tylah on board at the swap.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. But, I mean, if you want to sleep with Liam,
I don't think so.
It's a good move.
I don't think so. Sorry, I'm just going to turn the fan on. I don't think so because, I mean, Tylah can speak for herself, but Liam and Tylah had broken up, like I think relatively recently before. So
Like
no, I don't think. Yeah, okay. I don't think anyone was really banking on there being like a great love reunion, and pulling Liam in. So no, but I think it was good. It made the dynamic interesting for sure. Yeah, I didn't really manage to get Liam on side. I don't think it really worked. I don't know if I did a good enough job because I didn't understand Survivor well enough, or yeah, I think Liam was sort of pretty happy being a cagey individual, at least when I tried to get him on board.
Interesting. So yeah, no, okay, I got that. I got flaky vibes. Tylah. I was like, look, I have maybe an ex who I would be calling in the we slept together pre-game card. But if you've just broken up with someone, you got to think there's a little bit of tension there that perhaps that's not going to be an automatic ally.
You'd think so, and I love the pre-game tried to lay that on as something that would bring about tension, but Liam and I had been friends and best friends for a decade prior to even dating. We dated for 6 months. It didn't work. A year later, we play this game. A lot of our friendship was based around watching things together like Survivor, and that's friendship including other people. So as much as there is history, it was more the history of our friendship and our experience playing strategic games like Survivor that we were both the kind of people that kind of environment wouldn't bring about tension like the ads would make you think and would be something that the viewers would enjoy. So I feel like we were really, really boring. And you see us strategize a lot, like because we know how each other's brains work because we played a lot of strategy games together. It was like part of our friendship and our relationship. It was funny because like post-merge when it was like Liam and Alex, me and Nick, I think both Alex and Liam thought that they could bring me over because of our existing friendships. Whereas I, in the game, was like, actually, I'm going to stick with Nick because he was the only person I didn't know. And he was the only person from my original tribe that I wanted to play with. So then that's how Alex came to me being like, let's go for Liam. And then Liam came to me thinking he could pull me to get Nick because Liam wanted to stay with Alex. But then I also didn't know that in the back of Nick's mind, he was like, let's go boys and get Tylah. So that one little crux moment was probably the only moment where Liam and I, like, he thought he could get me and I was playing on the lies, but so was he. Alex, when you told me that Liam didn't know about the idol, he actually didn't. And then when I asked him, when I asked him flat out if he knew and he said yes, he did lying, that because he knew what it would do to me. I found out later.
Wow. Okay. There you go.
And so if you at Tribal had said, like, because I think I laid it out there at Tribal being like, oh, Alex said Liam didn't know about it, but then Liam told me he did, so Alex must be lying. If you in that moment had said, Liam, you don't know about my idol, and it came out there, what you saw happen in my confessional would have happened live at Tribal, and I would have it out. And Liam, I would have gone for Liam if I knew Liam had lied to me. But I was banking on his trust because of our friendship of nearly 15 years.
Yeah, it's all Liam's fault. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a great plan.
Talk to me about, this was such a messy episode 3. So talk to me about that, Alex, and what your plan was.
I mean, I wish I had a good plan. It wasn't well planned. This was like my whole thing because I hadn't watched Survivor, and maybe it wouldn't have changed anything because I'm probably a bit live fast, die young in life. But yeah, I didn't have a great plan, and it was chaotic. Like, it looked chaotic in the episode, and it was very chaotic because I didn't have a good idea of anyone else's strategy. And so instead of just picking one strategy and going with that, I was like grabbing onto whatever came and just trying to run with it. So I was kind of trying to play like 3 different things at once. And it probably almost worked out. Like, it almost worked out because of what Tylah was saying, and Liam didn't actually know. But yeah, I definitely do feel like a little bit unfortunate in the sense that as much as it wasn't a great plan, if Liam hadn't just lied when he spoke to Tylah about my idol, then I probably would have been sweet, at least for that round. I don't think I would have gotten much further. Like, overall, honestly, I'm pretty stoked with how it went. But it would have been nice to have gotten through that one and not to have gone out with an idol. Like, that's a bit rough. But
let's talk about that, because I was so confused, Alex. I was like, okay, amazing. Episode 1, Alex has an idol. And then we kind of get to episode 3 or 2 or whatever, you're making a fake idol. And then we're doing this whole play where we're showing Tylah maybe a fake idol. I don't know. And I had to go back and scrub out my notes. I was like, okay, Alex did not find that idol, Annabel. That was a false memory you have. And now, like, maybe Liam's trying to have Alex's back to cover up the fact that the idol's completely fake. How did you not play your real idol in that moment in such a chaotic episode where there's like 3 different plans? Talk to me about where did that confidence come from? Tyler's like, even calling you out at Tribal.
No good reason. And honestly, I think it was because I knew I didn't have much in me. Like, I knew I didn't have like another 3 Tribals in me. So I just thought if I can get through this one without playing my idol, then I can play my idol in the next one. So it was just like, I was prepared to take what I thought was a small risk to get through without using it, to then have guaranteed of the next one. But I definitely didn't understand the amount of risk that I was playing with because hey Lily, I thought that I would be able to get through from the conversations that I'd had. So it was just very poor from me. There's nothing else to say.
We'll circle back on that in a second, but we've got to welcome to the conversation Lily, who I felt was the star performer, really. Lily, how are you going? All right, you've not got any audio. We can't hear a word you're saying. I think it's the AirPods. It's the AirPods, girly pops. We've had this problem many times. So Lily, for everyone's reference, sister of Nick, the winner, apparently also the sister of Sam, the host. Did not see that one coming. Though maybe I should have noticed with the last names, and that's just a testament to me and my lack of observation skills. But I really felt, Lily, like you dominated the strategic direction of the game from kind of episode 1. Where did this perception, and was it just, the boys, that Liam was in fact the biggest threat coming into the final 4? Where was that coming from, Lily? Oh, still no audio. Still no audio. Maybe I can ask you about that, Tyler, and because you were there a little bit longer. Why do we think Lily was underestimated?
Oh, definitely. This is the thing. If Lily and I were on the same tribe to begin with, I'm really curious to see what the dynamic would have shifted to, because Nick and Lily, for me, were the only 2 people I didn't know. And so just having them separated to begin with, whoever I was going to be on the tribe with would be who I would trust over the other one. So I'd be so curious to see how the game would have gone if I was on Lily's initial tribe, to then see how I would have taken her opinion onto Nick. Lily was a massive threat. She partnered with Alex straight off the bat, and to see her face when Alex didn't walk back in after that tribal, you could see that she had already planned out so much in her head to do with that alliance with Alex. Or even like the next vote, she is strategizing about getting Sean out, saying that, oh, everyone else is doing what I want, and it's actually me playing the mastermind, but like there's 3 different people who all have the same plan. So she's incredibly strategic. No wonder she made it as far as she did. And yeah, she's sibling of Sam Green, so of course she's Survivor mindset towards the game. Yeah.
So who do you think had seen? Oh, sorry, I was gonna say to Tyler. Who do you think had seen the most Survivor out of the people? Who?
It'd probably be me.
Okay.
Then it would have been Nick and Lily. Oh, I don't know. You'd have to ask Lily when she comes back on, because I don't know how much.
Because I don't know if they would have watched as much as Sam. Surely not.
Oh, no. But I think
you would have watched as much as Sam.
Oh, not as much as Sam, but the next in our cast list, probably.
Yeah, okay. Do you think that was a big advantage? Like, do you think that helped?
Well, yeah, definitely, because I know, like, for you, didn't you, like, talk to a friend of yours who knew Survivor just before the game to figure out, like, some strats you could try? Like, making a fake idol, if you've not seen Survivor, you don't even think to do that.
No, but do you think watching heaps and heaps, like, obviously I had not enough basic understanding of Survivor, but for you, like, compared to Liam, who might have only watched like 2 seasons, do you think when you'd seen more, like, scenarios were familiar to you from things you'd seen?
Yeah, and it helps you make decisions based on what you know will come after that environment. So, like, I knew that if you played your idol, I was at risk of rocks getting drawn. Like, you wouldn't know that if you didn't know.
No.
Yeah.
I love Alex just vibing his way through, half knowing the rules, not really. Iconic. All right, Lily, back to you. Where did this idea that Liam was the strategic mastermind come from?
Have you guys got me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We have you.
I think, and so I just heard Tyler saying that potentially Nick and I might have watched it like second to her. I think she is absolute top tier of watching it. But honestly, Nick probably watched a little bit more than me, but I never watched a season to like beginning to end kind of thing. Like, I would jump in and out of it, mostly just like sitting down every now and then. So I saw I knew what would be good and I knew what wouldn't be good. And so I pretty much knew for me going into it is that I'd seen in the past that it had worked working with really big personalities, and I probably am a big personality, so I needed somebody else. And in Liam's case, it was probably even a bigger human being to kind of hide behind a little bit. I just think I knew he was such a threat because I really liked him as well. Like I could see myself falling into wanting to do what he wanted to do. I think socially he was probably the best at putting an opinion forward, but making it very like nonchalant. And it didn't seem like he was ever overbearing. And I think in the game of Survivor, everybody kind of likes that. Like no one likes to be told exactly what to do. And so I found him to be the biggest threat. So I'd pretty much just like clung on to him. Ideally, I would have clung on to Alex, but he made some silly.
It's fair.
Yeah, there was some minor, major fluff ups on Alex's part.
Yeah.
I felt I was so impressed with your game, Lily, because in the way that I feel Tylah was underserved by playing with so many people who perhaps didn't have a full grasp of the strategic opportunities. I felt you, Lily, played the cast perfectly in that you knew who you were working with and you were the person that everybody wanted to work with and agreed with everything that you were saying. However, I also felt like there was a real the boys vibe to this cast as well. And in the way, Tylah, you've got a close relationship with Nick and he's immediately like, yeah, but we could get rid of Tylah and I could hang out with these dudes I've literally never met. How did you find you didn't really know anyone. How did you find yourself kind of navigating some of those social dynamics throughout the game?
I think this is like, it's quite complex. I think naturally I do fall into, as annoying as this is, I do fall into gravitating towards, in a room of people I don't know, I do gravitate towards boys, probably just from like really annoyingly like a sport kind of basis of like competing. And that is never saying that like women not competing, fully we're all competing, but it just seems to happen that I kind of gravitate towards that personality. So I knew that would kind of work for me, but it was also so annoying to see because Nick, that annoyed me that he was playing into that even more because I was like, what are you doing? Like I hate on two parts seeing the boys thing. It's really annoying to look at. But I found that it just kind of worked for me in like my game. Like
you're sporty and you can work that pretty privilege. Honestly, perfect for you. All right, the thing I'm most fascinated about, by far and away, you and Nick were probably the spiciest people there. The most iconic part of the entire season for me was Nick's confessional, where he refers to everyone on the council as a bunch of nerds and that they're going to respect his game because he did more stuff. And you weren't really afraid to call people out, and you were your self-possession for someone who was only 18 at the time. I had so much admiration for it. Talk to me about the family dynamics that are going on at home where they've managed to raise three such like confident out there personalities.
Yeah, I would say, and it has happened, like I'm not too sure how it happened that there's three of us who all individually like have our own little knacks, but on a whole we I would say the three of us, and like Nick probably showed it really well, is, and I think Sam's touched on it, Sam's the same, is like can be very much like a social chameleon, not even purposefully, but where we just adapt to our surroundings. And if it's a quiet room, then we can be quieter. And if it's a loud room, then we can match being loud. And so I think, like that's pretty much, I think you could see it in both of our games in different ways. I'm probably a little bit more sassier where Nick can be quiet, where if there's something happening I really don't like, even as an 18-year-old, I just have to say something or be a part of it, where Nick can probably hide away a little bit more, where there were even times, like even when he did his final, this shows how much I don't know, but when we were like, when he was trying to win in the final, like tribal, it was like, I was sitting there like, you could say more. Like, say more. Because that's my kind of personality where I'd be like, I did this. Where Nick definitely has the ability to be a bit more quiet.
Yeah. I like that you're ready to pop off to their face and he's ready to make some snide remarks in the confessionals.
Yeah.
It was all right. I want to talk about where Tylah goes out. Lily, you viewed Tylah as this big threat. Can you talk to me about, I mean, I can see Tylah as a big threat. She's clearly got a more strategic nous than anybody else in the cast, just from having, understanding the game so thoroughly. But from your perspective, Lily, what made Tylah stand out?
I think it was, for me, I was in like the minority. Like when we had our like tribe swap, I was obviously by myself. So I was pretty much on the defense from the get-go. And when I saw people gravitating towards Tylah and what she was saying, I was like, uh-oh, this is not good. Like, she's very quickly gonna be, if she wants me to be gone, it will be me next. In hindsight, I really do wish I probably wasn't as scared of Tylah, because I was actually just kind of scared of her. And instead,
I was so scared of you, Lily. You have no idea.
I was terrified. And easily, yeah, I just wish we all realized it was only a day game. So by that point, it still felt like such early days, like get rid of her, where we actually could have approached Tylah. Like, none of us even, like, I could have worked with her potentially. It worked for me that her name was brought up, because I was scared shitless and I was about to be voted out. And I was like, I really hope we bring someone else up, and they brought her up. So that was good. But if she hadn't have gone then, I would have to have clung to her, because for one, she knows the game and it actually would have been beneficial for me, similarly to the way that it worked for Nick. But I also would have loved to have had that kind of relationship. Yeah.
I feel like it would have been a miracle if Tylah had won, because from the very start, everyone was saying Tylah has to go. Like, yeah, you definitely had a target from everyone knowing, and probably everyone being a bit scared of you as well.
So
Like,
where's that coming from? Is that because Tylah knows everyone, or is it because Tylah has actually watched the show?
I think
Tylah's
she
just
knows.
incredible.
Like, I didn't know she'd watch the show. Like, it's word of mouth at this point. So it's like, because Nick definitely knew people, I would say the least. Like, of course, I knew people's names because my brother knew them, but I didn't know anything about their lives or their families. Like, when I found out Liam and Tylah had dated, I was rocked. I was actually shocked. Like, it was ridiculous. And because I was in the middle of just being like, maybe we should get the girls out on the other's team. And then I think Alex was like, they dated. And I was like, oh, and she's lovely. Like, so I do think it was just word of mouth. Like, as much as I genuinely did see Tylah as a threat, I do think in Survivor, when people keep going about how this person's scary, it's just everyone's paranoid anyway, so it's kind of easy to just direct it at Tylah. So I think that's kind of what happened ultimately. Like,
yeah, it was also like a bit like with the connections that I have with the other players on the show. Like, Alex knows me through environments where he's seen my leadership capacity of like understanding people, organizing people, just being an organized person in general. But then I've got like my Haley and Liam, who I've gone through high school with, playing board games till midnight every night, like strategy board games. So they know I have that kind of mind. Georgia and Andy, two of my really, really good friends who I've been playing board games with for a very long time. 2 weeks prior to playing this game, I played a board game of Survivor with Andy and Sam Green, and me and Sam shared an eye look of let's vote Andy, and she had no idea what happened. And the reason she wanted to vote me out of this real game was because she was still butthurt that I did that.
Honestly, fair call. I take board games very seriously. So, Tylah, you say you play a lot of strategy games. What kind of games? Are they board games that we're talking about? You've never done like an org or something?
No, never done an org before. Like, that's what was so interesting about this Survivor game, was it was my first opportunity to play a live version of this board game version that we played before. You know, we've played like me and Alex have played Mafia for years. We've done One Night Werewolf, things like Risk, like strategy and lying deceptive games. So that's how my brain is wired to play games, not life. Yeah. So what was the question? I got lost there.
Yeah, I just wanted to know about the games, but actually what I really want to know is about Give Us Nothing Kyle King. You were sort of targeting Kyle, I think, at the vote where you go out. Is that fair?
No, it wasn't fair. That was pure strat.
I mean, is it fair that I'm saying that?
Yeah, yeah.
What was the strategy? Yeah. What was the strategy behind targeting Give Us Nothing Kyle?
It was trying to throw it off me, because at that point in the game, that was when I was going to go home, and I knew it because because the way orgs run, you get pulled for confessionals, and I was pulled first directly after Sean goes home. And in my confessional, I don't think they show it in the edit, but I literally put my hands in my head and go, I'm the biggest player right now. It's going to be me. And I think the way they play that episode, it's a little bit out of time, but I think Andy was the one who literally, as soon as everyone gets back, just goes, we got to get Tylah. And then that's when Lily goes, sounds good to me. So yeah, I knew I was going to go out. So when I came back, it wasn't necessarily about, I want to get Kyle out. It was more, I want to throw as much, I don't know, making him seem like a bigger threat than maybe I thought he was at the time. But to be honest, in that moment, like, it depends on who the jury is. Like, if they're a bunch of nerds, like Nick said, they're going to vote strap. But if they're the people who like loyalty and who lied the least or broke the most or the least promises, Kyle would have won if that was who was on the jury, because he, in comparison to Nick, he, was true to his word. And it was Kyle who actually gave it away to me that I was going home, because I looked him dead in the eyes and said, it's me, isn't it? And he like looked away and was like, I can't say. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, well. Kyle, bless him. Alex, on that, and the being dragged away for the confessional, the logistics of all of this, you're in a backyard. And it seemed like a lot of who went home was just that one person away off in a confessional. Could you go off and kind of have private conversations, or did a lot of the strategy chat have to revolve around who'd been pulled for confessional?
You could, like, I think me and Lily did as well a few times, but it wasn't private. Like, you could have a private conversation, but everyone could see you were having a private conversation. So not really. But I think it kind of made it fun. I don't know how it would have worked. It would have been maybe easier if it was more like logistically simple to talk to people, but it kind of made it fun because you'd like look at people obviously talking, although there was no like subtle way of being like, let's go for a walk. It's like, let's go
harvest some macadamia nuts. Like, wasn't that?
Yeah, it was literally like, hey, let's just go talk about everyone else by ourselves over here while they watch us. Like, there's nothing subtle to it. So but I think it was good. I think it made the dynamic good. But then like Tylah was saying, if you got sucked away to have a confessional recorded, then it was free for all. Then everyone was like, all right, well, yeah.
Lily, after Alex leaves, who would you say you were then closest with in the game?
I was actually just really quite lonely. I would say I was actually lonely. It was Liam for sure, but prior to that, it was definitely more Alex. Like, I was really hoping Alex was going to come back from that situation.
Who would you wish would have gone home, Lily, then? Me or Nick?
You. Because in an ideal world we work together, but in a non-ideal world, and the way it probably would have gone is that we don't end up working together, because 18-year-old me probably wouldn't have reached out to you, and it just wouldn't have worked out that way. Okay. And because I think, given the chance and not the circumstances that you went home on, I do think Liam would have worked with you a little bit more as well. I think things could have turned around. And I want Nick to stay, because as much as he keeps talking about voting me out, he never does. And I don't think he would have done it. And he keeps saying he would have done it, but I don't think he would have. So I enjoyed having him, knowing he was over there, because I don't think I would have voted him out either. Like, because it was the day, I really do think having each other was a little bit, because I had no way into your tribe or anybody there, and none of them talked to me. When we had that tribe swap, I was just sitting there with these people blowing these fucking beetle leaves and didn't even talk to anybody. It was a lonely experience, and it was only for an hour. So I liked that I knew Nick was there because I always felt like he would work with me if needed.
Yeah. You guys never voted for each other, hey, the whole game.
No, I didn't vote for him. Only to win,
No.
I did vote for him.
Nick talked a big game about, telling people not to trust you and that he was so excited to blindside you, but it was just that. It was all talk. And he definitely at multiple times said, well, I want to go and talk to Lily about this because she's probably the person I can trust the most. On that, I want to get to this final 4, and I think Nick has won immunity at final 4 or 5. The one where Liam goes out.
I think Kyle won that one, the ping pong ball.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. And that makes my question completely irrelevant then. What I wanted to know, Lily, is do you feel like it was a mistake to vote out Liam? Because by the time we get to the final 3, there's no, even though we all want to take Kyle to the end, all right? Like, we're all on the same page about that. There's no universe in which Kyle takes you. Like, Kyle is, the boys, whereas I feel like you actually had quite a close relationship with Liam. Do you think on reflection you could have ever got out Kyle over Liam, or and do you think that would have been the right choice?
100%. Watching it, being a bit of an older person, I was just really scared. I think even my whole demeanor by the end of the day changed, where I was actually like, what do you boys think we should do? Way more than I should have, because I actually had more, I was in a better position than I thought I was in. And I was really kind of scared. So I was just like, oh, boys, like, tell me what to do. And I regret that massively. So in an ideal world, I also think Liam potentially might have taken me with him if he had won in the final, because we shared a similar perspective on the game that was competing for. I never won a challenge, like, not once. But I respected, and I know this isn't fully the game of Survivor and everybody thinks of this really differently, but in terms of people around me, whether it's a puzzle challenge, which I literally cannot do puzzles, if my whole life depended on it, it would be the end of my life. And like, I respected that people would at least try the best to get a good outcome for their team or for themselves, whatever that was. And I think Liam felt similarly in that way, where I think he would have taken me to the end to be like, well, let's see who actually is the best here, and to like fight. And I would have enjoyed that, and I would have done the same thing. I probably would have chosen, if it was me, either Nick or Liam, because I enjoy that feeling of winning, because I had to actually fight to get there. So.
And as you're writing Nick's name down to win, did you think, oh no, he's going to rub this in my face for the rest of my life? Maybe I should just give it to Kyle.
And they do still mention this often. The best thing about this was that obviously it took like 3 years for this to actually come out. So like, I'm 23 now, 5 years ago. So it took so long where he wasn't allowed to tell anybody that he won.
Yeah.
So by the time it kind of came out, it's like, oh, like I'm older now. Like, I don't really care. Like, if we won again, I'd probably be here. So that worked in my favor, is the amazing production that I think Brisbane Survivor was. I really, like, they just did an amazing job. And so it was worth the time that it took, but it also worked really well for me, because Nick can just water under a bridge.
Hadn't you guys had a big fight the night before, Lily?
Yeah.
You and Nick?
Huge fight.
Oh my God, tell me more. This is the drama I love.
I don't even know what we fight often. Like Nick and I don't think I've ever had a fight with Sam in my life. He is 10 years older than me, so our relationship is just different. Like he's like my best friend and like probably my second dad. When Nick is, we do not get along a lot of the time in like a fun way where we're like,
Yeah.
like up every topic we could disagree on, and we'll disagree on it at the dinner table and like start fighting each other. And pretty much that had happened the night before, where I think he was just saying that I was really selfish and all this kind of stuff, and I was just saying that he sucks. And then Sam was like, "Hey guys, just like make sure that you're there tomorrow morning." And we were like, "Ugh," and like drove there together in the same car, not speaking. And so hilarious how the day played out. Yeah.
I'm literally obsessed. Were there any other tensions coming into the game, guys? Like obviously the exes ended up fell flat. We didn't get squeeze any drama out of that. But were there any other tensions other than the sibling blow up?
Ooh, I don't know. I just have to answer that because I don't know anything that was going on really.
Well, there's like between Angelique and Georgia, there's like, I wouldn't say it was tension, but it was just like the sister-in-law rivalry. They're both quite sporty girls, and they've played OzTag together and things. So whenever like Georgia and Angelique went up against each other, particularly in that the very first challenge where they're going over a ball, I wouldn't say it was tension necessarily, but it's just like high competition and very much like if Andy can hold on to her, George is conscious of that, like beyond the game. So yeah, the differences of like what the people who can say this is a game, everything that happens in it is a game, versus the people who could hold on to the hurts beyond the game, it leads the decision making you make in the game. Because like me and Andy were best friends, and I literally didn't think that she would hold on to the hurt, and that is what drove her decision making on the day.
The board games, light.
Yeah, I think I pissed Nick off early as well, and I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know Nick well enough to know. I didn't know him at all, so I didn't realize that he was super competitive. I'm not that competitive. Like I just was having fun, and so
we're showboating, and we loved it.
Yeah. Like just because I'm dumb, and so that obviously pissed him off and off.
that was so funny.
He was desperate to like seek revenge, so that was fun.
I enjoyed that. Was an iconic challenge. There's you showboating and pissing off Nick. There's Liam just straight up body slamming.
Sean
broke ribs then.
Yep.
2 ribs or
I think it was 1 or 2. Yeah,
there was permanent damage from that. Yeah,
that is so funny.
It's hectic.
It was
that doesn't only happen.
No one knew. Like it was like, let's go get these balls, and then it was like, so how are we actually going to go about that? Like no one spoke about if we could tackle.
Yeah, there was no boundaries.
Tackle. Yeah, and so what we kind of saw on playing was like just shocking because we really didn't know where that was going to go. Like the best part of the day was when Alex kicked the ball through Nick's legs, like that. Because Nick is so competitive, and you didn't actually care. Like you were just playing what's in front of you, and I was like. It was the best thing ever, and that's when I stay with Alex.
Oh, that's so
I didn't
funny.
know Nick. Like now that I know Nick, I'd probably know not to do that because I wouldn't want to piss him off early.
So have you made friendships out of this? I mean, most of you were friends already, but Lily and Nick didn't know anyone. Does the cast keep in touch much? Have things changed in the last 5 years?
We did a watch party like when it very first got released, which was 3 years after it, and that was nice to reconnect.
Great. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, everyone's sort of doing different things. Like I live in Cairns now, so I haven't seen people from Brisbane for a while. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, like everyone's still there's like a group chat that everyone's still a part of and stuff. Yeah.
All right, I need your help because every season we're doing through this ORCA countdown, we vote. There's a public vote for the ORCA award. Very prestigious. You get the Bromelow medal after Ethan Bromelow. And there's 3 key criteria for the ORCA of the season. It's usually very straightforward. However, this is the first season I've watched where there is not a standout ORCA, and I need your input as you were there on the ground. So here's the 3 criteria, and this is an honor to win, I want to add. You know, I consider myself an ORCA. CK's an ORCA. We've had some very prestigious ORCAs. Number 1, propensity for narcissism. So you need to be there in confessionals, talking yourself up, how you're better than everyone else. I think, to be honest, like calling the rest of the people they're massive nerds probably gives Nick a bit of an edge up on this one. But first of all, propensity for narcissism. Second one, loud and proud. And that's where this is the one I kind of need your help on. So to qualify loud and proud criteria, you need to have rubbed someone the wrong way in the first episode. Alex, you pissed off Nick. Maybe you're getting there. Number 3 is strong arming strategy. So this is where the ORCA has their own ideas about what's best, and they're not afraid to shove that down everybody's throats. And I'm kind of like, ooh, Lilly, Tylah, I think you might be good there. But overall, taking these 3 criteria, propensity for narcissism, loud and proud, and strong arming strategy, I need to know from you all, who would your nomination be for ORCA of the season? You might need a moment to think about it, because I keep tossing up in my head because I think no one really ticks all 3 boxes for me.
No, yeah.
And that usually there is one person out there, like, or even multiple people out there in the case of CK and I, who are aggressively all 3 all the time. And I need your hot tips. Alex, is there anyone who's kind of leaping to mind for you?
I'm thinking about Sean, but not for any good reason. Yeah. I just have Sean on my mind.
I'm just thinking about Sean. He's just giving narcissist.
Yeah. No, he's not. He doesn't. Sean is like the sweetest guy. He's very humble. So I'm thinking it's not Sean. I'm just thinking of Sean.
Alex, nice. I could justify it as being you, because
Sean has really nice eyes. Just as a side.
Yeah, you weren't really propensity for narcissism, but I think the confidence of going out with an idol in your pocket in like such an obvious scenario to play it. You were quite strategic with Lilly. And you pissed off Nick. So I'm leaning Alex, but Tylah, tell me who your nomination would be.
I think it would be between Alex and Lilly.
Yes.
Because, like, if I think about the 3 criteria, there are some people that definitely fit both, but then, like, fall flat in the third. Like, Nick, definitely the propensity for narcissism, number 1. But then, like, his pushing down of strategy, like, his strategy was not to do that. So that's not very ORCA of him. Whereas Lily's confessionals weren't narcissistic, but she was very confident in who she was, whereas everyone else was very chill and willing to be humble, whereas Lily's like, no, I know who I am. This is what we're doing. And she was probably one of the few people whose strategy that she pushed then was achieved. Like, I think Alex was very pushy with the strategy, but it didn't like actually follow through.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah. I think if my fake idol play had come off, I'd take it.
If you had that ready to give me in that moment, I have no idea what would have happened. That would have changed.
I think, I'm all, so Lily's my other toss up, because Lilly, strong arming strategy, big tick. Propensity for narcissism, again, there's no real good ones for this one this season, but you were very confident. My problem is the loud and proud. I feel like everyone pretty universally liked you. I don't feel like you were rubbing anyone the wrong way. So I need to know, Lilly, who's your nominee, and was there anyone you were rubbing the wrong way, so that I can pile on some votes for your Bromelo medal?
Honestly, when I'm hearing this, it might not be the obvious answer, but I think Andy is like a really good pick. I think I don't know what episode it was. It might have been 4 or 5, but she came into her own in that, and we had a little bit of a tiff. We were just trying to get rid of each other. And so I would say on one end, it to me kind of like solidifies her potentially being the ORCA, just because she was very loud and proud, and I do really respect that. Her confessionals were definitely not saying she's a narcissist, but like her confessionals were confident. But then you could also say that helps with my resume as well, being the ORCA, because I also fought with her. And
yeah, knowing you
yeah.
fought with Andy is giving you a lot of points here.
Yeah.
Lily was really narcissistic, just not on camera. Just yeah. She was like, "I'm gonna win this thing. You guys suck." So I vote Lily.
I vote Lily.
It just didn't come through in the edit. There's too much.
I'll take it. I'm proud. I'm proud. But my vote does go to Andy, because I think that's a little dark.
The dark horse. All right. I like this. I like this. All right. Well, there's a lot of food for thought, voters. You've got a lot of options out there. Okay. The other things I want to know, like, let's say you're invited back to do another season. How would you do it differently this time, Alex? Do you feel like it would be different? You've done prep now. You've watched at least one episode.
Yeah, I would do things differently. Like I and I've said this before, like after the show had come out, I'm happy with how it went, because I wasn't ever thinking I would win, and I wasn't really ever wanting to win. I just was wanting to have fun and to make it, like, to do things that I would enjoy watching back, which is like the whole thing with like Nick and showboating and like the fake idol and stuff. Like, I didn't care if it was going to make me win, but I wanted to, by the time, if I only made it through like 4 episodes, it was like fun enough that I'd watch it back and be like, yeah, that was good. That was a good time. So if I really had to win, I probably have the capacity to do something quite different and be a different person, but I wouldn't enjoy it. And I'm not competitive enough to need to win to do that. So no, I would do the same thing. I'd do the same thing.
Okay. All right. We love it. You have no unfinished business.
No.
What about you, Tylah?
First of all, Alex, I really think that you were like the funny guy of our season. I really enjoyed that Cam kept using like your facial expression as like the cover up for swear words and things. I just thought that was really funny. And the way you were like, can't steal the food if it's in our stomach. So I'd love to play with Alex again, purely just for the humor that you bring as a person. I really want to play again because I'd love to see, like, I knew people this season and I used that in the strat that I played. So I'd love to play a season where I don't know people, because I think that would really change the way I approach things, because I only confidently make decisions on what I think I can make people do. And knowing these people, I knew what I could and couldn't do. Whereas if it's brand new people, I'd be interested to see how I'd go. Yeah.
I think you'd totally clean up in like an unfamiliar environment.
If people really didn't know me, I think so too.
Yeah. You're very unassuming. Yeah, narcissistic. That's Tylah.
Yeah,
so nice.
I love it. I love it. Lily, what about you? How do you think you would do things differently? I mean, you're much older now.
Yeah. Well, firstly, I would actually just love to do it again with the people that we just played with, because I think it would just be so fun. Like, specifically for me, like, to me, I don't even know, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I don't know if Alex feels the same way, but he was like my bestie in there, and it's probably for the best that he did leave when he did, because I don't know if we could have gotten any more like content from him, because the fact that he was only there for like 3 rounds and every content thing was made of Alex, it's like would have been insane if he made it to the end. So you actually just had to go.
Yeah. Screen hog.
Yeah, it was too much.
Yeah.
It was too much. And then with Tylah, it would be awesome to play with you and kind of, and this is probably the key part where I think I'd play differently is I get along with playing with the guys, and I would probably do a similar thing. But I think when push came to shove, I would like to hope that I could use my relationships elsewhere and probably extend a bit more. I was a bit narrow-minded to just be like, I'm with the people I'm with and I'm going to grind away, where I could have probably just reached out to other people and like made other friends. And so, for example, like other women, like I would like to actually not use the guys as a little bodyguard for the whole entire experience. Like for a while, but I'd like to hope that I could probably branch out and make my own moves a little bit more.
It was hard in our season with only 10 players. Like, there was only so many relationships you could build before it was endgame. And by the time we made merge, the only relationships you had forged, like, that went into merge was you and Liam.
Yeah.
So like, that was really hard for you to even consider branching out. I also don't like using girls thing. I like understand why people go with that as a strategy, but it's like that's what I appreciated about our season. Like, even though Nick had that little moment of potentially using it, he didn't in the end. And I think our season was like we were just a bunch of competitive people.
Yeah.
And like, it wasn't like we're the boys, we're the girls. It was a subtlety, but in the end, that wasn't what drew the lines. I like that.
I think when the teams... Oh, you go. No, you go.
No, you go.
No, you go.
No, you go.
I was going to say, when the team swapped and me and Lily got split up, I think that was like, I was done from there because I'd kind of banked everything on Lily. And if we'd stayed together, I definitely wasn't going to jump ship on Lily. So I could envisage like Lily like dragging me all the way to the end and then just like whitewashing me because she knew what she was doing the whole time and I was just having fun. So I'd play again to do that because that'd be heaps of fun.
Yeah, that would be really fun.
I love that Alex is like, if I came back and played again, I would just want to be dragged to the finish line. That's my strategy.
Yeah. I'd just make it to the end and then just be like, having
I'm living for it.
It would be so good. It'd be like the final thing would literally just be Lily talking about how she covered up my poor strategic decisions the whole way to do that.
Alex didn't mean to say that to you. Sorry, he didn't mean to say that to you.
He actually has no idea what drawing rocks is. Like,
eat all the chocolate. Yeah.
Screaming.
Yeah.
All right. In honor of Max Johnson, Tylah, what was your most fun special moment of the day? What was the most fun you had out there?
Oh, the most fun. This is going to sound really mean, but like successfully pulling off the Sean move when like I took Andy away to have lunch with Sean, and then I knew that the boys were going to be like convincing everyone else to go Sean. And then in the moment that we came together, nothing needed to be said. We all just knew what was happening. I love Sean, but he intimidates the crap out of me. And so like to have him not realize it and go home, like for him to stand up, he knew it was him before the votes were even read. And in that moment of him realizing it, I was like, yeah, that was a fun moment for me.
Did he have an idol? I still don't understand.
Yeah, so he had an idol that Nick saw him find. Like episode 1, I knew Sean would be looking for it because that's the kind of guy he is. If he can get an advantage in the game, he's going to look for it and find it. But also the idol that Alex found at the challenge, he told his team, oh, I forgot to look for it. And everyone believed him. But then he said Sean was on that same station as me. So we knew he had the one he actually had. And everyone thought that he had the one that Alex actually had. And
at some point, there was a rumor that he had 3. I remember someone, so it was me. I think I was telling people he had 3.
If anyone did, it would be
like, yeah, he did. Alex said he did.
I believe it.
Love it. R.I.P. Sean. What was the highlight of the day for you, Alex?
Getting the idol, and then afterwards, because I knew I was gonna get it, but then afterwards realizing that no one had noticed and like playing it off, and then I was like sick. Okay, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm not going out like straight away. So that was great. That was a great feeling because no one wants to be the first one out. So.
No. Poor whoever that was. It was 7 episodes ago for me at this stage. All right, what about you, Lily?
Honestly, the funnest part was probably when we just started to hate like the red tribe, and we were just sitting there and we were just like hating them, and we were like, oh, and they just sit there on their high horse, and it was just like the 3 of us. It was like me, Alex, and they were like, let's just try and eat all the chocolate we can. And I was like, yes, like let's do that. That was pretty fun. And then we were just like hiding stuff in the chairs and stuff like that. And because at that point I actually left my my idol at the base there because like we didn't know what was going to happen. So we like hid it under this brick in our little tent. And so it was pretty funny after that because I think I went back because then we like had a tribe swap. So I went back and they're just like sitting on the seat that's got my idol in it. And I'm just like watching them do it. And it was just really funny. I think that whole thing was fun.
The rivalries. We love the rivalries. Well, thank you so much to the three of you for making time to do this and agreeing to come and do it. I actually genuinely had fun watching the season. And I don't normally say that. Usually doing this is a real chore for me. I'm not an LRG watcher, but I had fun with Brisbane Survivor. I told Sam today, I was like, oh, I actually really enjoyed that. And I thought the three of you were absolute standouts. So I hope we get to see you again. Alex, watching you get dragged across the finish line by Lilly would be very amusing. And Tylah, seeing you play with a bunch of people who were also super fans would be brilliant. I've got to text CK to wrap this up. So in the meantime, what have you guys got going on? Where can people find you?
Oh, well, I would say collectively, hopefully we do another one of these. I think we'd all love to have another chance of doing that. So we'll put that out into the universe. Alex, just confirm that you're in because I'm signing you up for.
I'm in. I'll book flights.
Cool.
Stunning.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've just got to get him. I'll just RSVP for Alex.
Lilly also does the admin.
Yeah. I'm also on the admin side of this partnership. But yeah, nothing else is really going on. So I think we'd be keen to jump in and do it again.
Have you got your revenge on Andy in another board game night, Tylah?
Yeah, a couple times already. It's all good.
Brutal.
No, it's fine.
Do you still do the board game nights 5 years later?
Yes, of course we do. Friendship goes beyond that. But yeah, it's always just funny that it still interplays into the way we play games now.
These things hurt. Let me tell you, I am a salty ass loser. If you, I'm going to be remembering that backstab years later for sure.
I think that's what's funny about our version because I checked with Sam. We're allowed to say this. There is a season 2 of Brisbane Survivor coming, and there was members of our cast that then crewed season 2, and it was just really fun. Like I remember chatting with Lilly and chatting with Nick while another season 2 was being filmed, and it was just fun to reflect on our own experience and be like, the friendship I formed with Lilly and with Nick was in this environment. And it's just funny that it's like, I don't know, a little bit of trauma bonding when you're just like voting people out and trying to be sly, and that's a basis for a weirdly strong friendship that goes beyond just the game, which is fun.
I love it.
And I think you asked earlier, you said like, do we keep in touch and things like that? And I'm not ringing and calling everybody every day, but it's like when we see each other, it's like we all know we had a really special little time, which felt like it was a week-long experience, but it was literally like 12 hours.
12 hours.
Wild.
So I think it is a really special thing. But touching on that, season 2 is going to be really awesome. So that's a little teaser. Because I was just really jealous, honestly. I ended up getting through the end of the day and I was like, that's actually really annoying. I'm not a part of that one.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone, again. CK, you can end the live stream, please. Sweetie darling has lunches to go to.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.